What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. Warframe, Stefano, defense alert. We're going in for the rifle amp. Got the Nog army hanging with me. A couple of guys needed to get in there and get that rifle amp, so I happened to log on. Just getting ready to make a video anyway. Perfect timing, right? Okay. What are we talking about today? Well, Tonbo, Banshee. Banshee's about to be level 30 in here, and then I'll go back and I'll finish tweaking her up. Yeah, it only took me a day to get her re-ranked. Spy missions, trying to farm for ducats. I lost every life in the process, but that was part of my testing. I really wanted to try out different things to see what really fit me. After that last video that we did, you know, obviously hanging out there with the Zetas and Call Sign and Watusi, as always. When we had that last video, we were talking a little bit about Banshee, and I took some of those ideas because Call Sign does a great job running Banshee, and I tweaked her a bit, you know, to my liking, as always. And yeah, so we're kind of, it's kind of like, since it's level 30 now, it's kind of like a test here. I'll do a couple more runs in the next day or so over the weekend to tweak her up to make sure that she's the way I really like her now. And then we'll definitely try to get the build video out on her this weekend. Tonbo probably as well. I mean, I don't say hold me to it. You know, I'd say soon.tm. Okay. And the reason is because, you know, build videos take forever to do for me. Not recording the gameplay, that's easy. I can record the gameplay. I mean, doing it right now, you know. They're time consuming beyond that with terms of editing it down and talking about it and why I'm putting something together the way I did and explaining it to you. And that's why I like to do these regular videos here, you know, just straight gameplays that always have, so you can really see it in action. Because, you know, those other videos are just usually short, so you get to the point pretty quickly. But if you see it in action, you get an idea. You get an idea, A, how I'm playing it, so you understand how the build is designed based off of my play style. And it should be, no doubt, at this point, from most people that have been watching me forever, that I'm a hands-on type of guy. I like to get close. You know, I'm a close quarters player, up front, if you will. And that really is how I do a lot of my builds when I look at it. I like to play up right on them. And then, you know, there are those times where I don't mind, like, sniping. Not an issue at all. But I am definitely an up close and personal. So that's why melee is pretty awesome when I'm really into it. I'm nowhere, in terms of melee, I don't consider myself as great as several others. And by that, as always, I mean Janzer. There's a couple others out there in the community that do some awesome jobs on melee as well. But that's what they do. I mean, that's what they've worked so hard on for the years they've been playing it. And so, you know, it's kind of like the same with people that run the PvP. That's all they play. That's what they're into. That's what they do. So, you know, they're really good at understanding all the mechanics and how it all works. And I try. I'm not going to say I'm perfect, but I do try. I do try new things, which is why I went through all 4 lives on her yesterday. I've been trying out different things, you know, tweaking. It's always good to tweak, and I think it's, without a doubt, it would be hard for me to say that, you know, when me or when almost anybody does a build video, I would imagine that if you're still playing with that weapon and you're really enjoying that weapon, you're really trying to tweak things, that even after doing the video, you're gonna change it again and again and again. But so that's one of the other issues that I face. Is like I want to make sure I have something solid when I do a video, something that I know that I would be happy with presenting to you guys to run and play, and that I know that I have no problem playing because I've done it over and over and over. And so that's where it takes a while, you know, tweaking that and talking about it and editing it. I'm not a great editor. I will admit to that. I've tried many times, and I'm just not that great at it. I try to get better every time. But this weapon, you know, what is there to say? Status chance, you put the 4 dual stat mods on, you're looking at 85% status chance with this thing. That's insane. You know, I am getting crits out of this, so I have some ideas in my head that I want to play around with and see. Probably laugh at me with some of the thoughts in my head, but you know, it's worth a try to try out some ideas. It was mentioned in a comment earlier from Master F, and it was a great idea too. That he said that it would be cool if there was a mod similar to Berserker, you know, where Berserker works off the critical, where a mod that would work off of the status proc, you know, something very similar to it, where you could stack it up for speed, and I think that'd be pretty cool. Actually, the concept of it would be pretty cool. And then as well, when I did the first impressions video, I had a couple comments there, and yeah, I definitely do agree with some of the comments where I think it needs to have its own stance mod, and hopefully, excuse me, I'm choking. Maybe that's something that'll be in the future. I would like to see more stance mods, more unique stance mods for the weapons, because you can make this weapon look great, you can make the stats all different, but in the end, when you're working with the same exact stance mod as you were working with, you know, all the other pole arms, in this case, it ultimately just lacks. It's lackluster in it. I'm not saying that it's bad. It by far is nowhere near a bad weapon. I've already taken this thing to tier 4 voids solo, no problem. that for me, no problem at all. But it after a while, it just doesn't seem as unique because it doesn't have a unique stance to it. You know, it doesn't have unique combinations, so you get used to the combinations that you're used to from running the other pole arms, you know. But by all means, if you're definitely into a status build, definitely a status type of builder, and I enjoy my status builds, and this one is gonna be something that you're definitely gonna want to run. Now for Banshee, I'm tweaking her. She's a little bit of everything. I am running her Chorus, her Arcane Chorus helmet, as you can see. Now that's going to give me a 10% power efficiency while giving me a negative 5% stamina. So I've got to be careful with that because I lose the stamina a lot, especially when I'm walking here. You know, if I'm running melee, that can be a problem. And hopefully that gets adjusted sometime. Melee stamina, that doesn't really make any sense, but so that's one of the key things I have in here is I've got this Chorus helmet on, so that's gonna play key in my builds, that I have that extra power efficiency. And ultimately in my head, when I finally get this done, I should have, after I add in the mods that I want and everything, which I'm gonna tweak, of course, I'm looking at probably about 60% efficiency after adding in all the setup that I want to play around with. Which is actually not too bad at all. And really, I may tweak it more. We'll see. But that should be more than enough efficiency in terms of the build, the run, if you will. She's not heavy on strength. She's more focused on crowd control and range, especially with the sonar and the silence, and especially when you're talking team, the team is getting the benefit from that. Well, hello, you don't need to be here, goodbye. The team benefits from the large range that I have on the sonar, the large range that I have on the silence, and then stacking it, you know, which you can do, is pretty crazy as well. Running the sonic boom, you know, it's she's really good to really just kind of get in there and just throw all her powers around, and just really get a full feel, a full combination of weapon and frame and abilities, and, you know, just fun. Now, if you have any comments or questions, as always, please do feel free to leave them. Whoa, what was that? I have to go back and see what that crit was. But that looked pretty high to me. I've gotten some pretty nice crits out of it, which is weird because it doesn't really have a critical chance. But I've gotten some really nice crits out of it in the past. I had like a 23k, I had a 30k. I don't know what that one was a minute ago. I'll have to play it back in the video and look at it, but I'm sure one of you guys will leave it in a comment if I forget. Gotta get those damn ducats. I'm so upset about that. I'm so out of it. I'm tired from work, and uh-oh, Ralph's down. And everything else, and it's like forced to have to go farm for ducats just to get I don't know what from the trader yet. It could all be crap. I personally, and this is just me, I personally think that the trader may be coming too much, too fast. I would like to see a once a month trader instead of every, you know, 10 days. Especially when we're releasing so much other new content that it's like, you know, you're having us look at all this new content. We're playing with the Spy 2.0. We're obviously in the defense mission changes, survival mission changes on the regular planets that they made in the last couple of updates, where it flows better, that type of stuff. And you get caught up in that and forget the other stuff. But anyway, comments, questions. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching as always. We'll see you soon.